I'm just kind like that.
Are you going to be risking PT?
But, Prince, it's
If
Apple,
I
and it's
find it
the same
entertaining, I
ship
can
as the
strafe it.
officer.
If I want to see it, I can technically order you to do it, and then he can't really give you PT as it's an order. But you know what? I don't really want to watch you force feeding him a blue apple because that's
It's so
really
funny.
questionable
When
ocean.
he was when you guys were in the office and he was
The
about to
general does
stop
it
by,
to
I was
me
like,
in
"Have an
meetings on
apple."
the Mark II. He would just grab an apple and just be like, "Nom." I'm like, "Yes, sir."
No,
If I
because
could be
I'm
honest
like,
with you,
"Have an apple," and he's like, "You're not allowed to go
yeah,
past," and I was like, "I don't want to go past. I'm
if
feeding you
I could be
apples."
stationed and to be a thing, it's technically not classified and it is not exposing any of Highcomb's information, so I'm technically allowed to talk to about it as long as I don't give any information. If I'm to be honest, based off what the general and I talked about yesterday in the Mark II, the 30-minute meeting that did pretty much drag. From what it sounds like, I do believe the commander is either getting demoted, temporarily strafed, which is where he has to leave for like a week, which is what happened to Jay, or I don't think he'll go too far as kicking him. I don't believe he'll go that far.
If
But
demotion
definitely
does
either demoted or
happen, sir,
temporarily
who will be
banned.
replacing him? You?
Me. Yeah.
Wouldn't have it any other way,
The
sir.
general has made that. Yeah, the general has made it very clear if Walker ever makes a major slip up, he will not hesitate to shove me in his place. Which I would feel bad because the commander trained me. I met him on day what literally he was the first he taught me everything. The general recruited me and then Walker trained me personally, which he never does, which is why I got a head start in the combat. But
I wouldn't mind being the
you know what I
intelligence
would feel
officer.
he was I don't know. When you stand under someone, it's like going to school, having a teacher, coming back years later, becoming the head teacher, and then you tell them what to do. It's weird.
Yeah,
It's
no, I
like,
get
you know what I
that.
mean? You find it a bit,
Yeah.
because you get so used to getting told what to do, and then you have to tell them what to do. I'm like, yes, sir, but it is a good thing. I adapt quickly. But I stand by the
Wait,
general. I'm his most loyal boy. I will do anything for John.
how long have you guys been in the server?
A few months
Me,
for him.
since the beginning.
So since the beginning.
The beginning is
Are you going
like
to be talking about
just
Spartan group
before.
or this group in general? Because they were in a group beforehand. Jorn
Yeah,
and a few others.
Spartan, John. Alright, John and Walker were in a group named Spartan. I'm not going to go into because it's very confidential and it's very critical. I'm not going to say anything. Just those guys had beef and now they're trying to sort with John and wants to solve it, and Walker does not like that idea and he's made that very clear. I stand by the general, no matter what. He saved me. When I state I'm loyal to him
Doesn't
for a
he have like a
reason, I
death
mean
wish
it.
against some servers? Like,
Well, no, it's what happened. It's what the leader of Spartan, Thorn. It's what Thorn did to John and Walker. Walker hates him for it. It's like me and Spark. I don't think you two ever met Spark.
I've met Spark.
We've had three.
Only once.
We've had three. Yeah, you met him then. Or was it Camino on
Camino.
when we had the encounter with him? Yeah. There's pretty much been 4 eras of this group. When we first started, where we had an incident with we had the anthem, which used to be every single Star Wars Milsim was in one. They have disbanded. They disbanded in about, we'll say, the 3rd era. I'll get to that. Then the 2nd era was a massive conflict between a group named Spark. Well, it was his group. Spark wanted war, and I told the general, look, as much as I want to do this, and this I will tell you, era 2 is when I became a man. This is when I locked in and stood by John with everything. Because after that, we had an incident with Spark, and it could have led to his assassination, which I'll be honest, I was the guy who was supposed to do it, and I was proud to do it. It came up with a confrontation. We did a delinquent, so he got away with it. But then John had a word in with Thorn, and Thorn raided his server. After that, something happened a lot of Thorn's old Highcom joined Spark, and we have not heard from him since, ever until the Camino incident, which was a very close call. It is a good thing I know my Milsim shit, or me, John, and Walker would have been fucked. Which I'll
When
get
you would
into that
be
in a bit.
assassinated.
John would have been assassinated. I would have been
wouldn't let
confirmed
that
killed,
happen.
and Walker would have been screwed.
I
You
do
weren't
not
here at
care.
this time.
I know.
What do you call it? I saved John and Walker then. I'll get into that now. Then we moved from Era 2, which is Spark, to Era 3. This is when we bashed out recruiting. This is just the server growing in general. We're getting new people in, new battalions, sorting the Discord out shit. Era 4. This is when shit got deep. Era 3 is when I became, like, grey armor icon. Excuse me. Era 4 is pretty much War General. That is the era where my conflict things got immense. This is when I started doing the trainings. This is when I got the classification. This is when, like, things started to change. The start of era, the end of Era 4, I came up with the idea. All of Highcom gets new avatars, and we get the classification system, which is what we use now, which is where each of us get, like, 2 things we're in charge of. Arcs and Commandos, Walker will have the pilots and Bark, so on. I came up with that idea, and John loved it. We start using it immediately. Now we're nearing the end of Era 5. We're at the beginning of Era 5, sorry. That's when the whole Gamma thing came. That was perfect. I loved that. Nearing the end of Era 5. Think of it like chapters. Some chapters are happy, thinks everything's going to go fine, then we reach a chapter and it just goes downhill. Chapter 6, I do believe, is when something deep's going to happen. Because Walker, come
think we're going
Monday,
into a
like
war.
Monday morning, negative. Not as far as I'm concerned, no. And trust me, I'd be the first person to know about warfare, obviously. I believe Monday morning is Era 6. That's the beginning of Era 6. Like, think of it like every, like, morning, every time we're, like, swapping eras, if you think about it like this, it's like a black screen, it just says Era 6 and then, like, a cool name to do with something, you know, like a chapter thing. I don't know, what would Era 1 be? Era 1 would be like,
Era 1 would be before you even arrived. Downfall of Spartan.
Alright.
I'm not mistaken.
No, the downfall of Spartan was around Era 4. Because Spartan is, like, they're delinquents now. That they're definitely they've definitely decreased. They used to be one of the strongest servers, and now we're, like, approaching their number thing because they've lost a lot of members.
Like,
Let
what
me
did
think.
Spartan, like, why did they want Jordan dead? Like, I knew he
It's
did a certain
confidential. I
thing.
can't
Confidential.
tell you.
Oh.
Walker, you can wait for a moment as I'm talking stories. War stories. No, yeah, Spartan began to fall around the ending of Era 4. If they were to be named, though, I think Era 1 would do something to, like, I don't know, the 104th or something. Like, you're not saying that you were starting off, because the beginning of Era 1 is when John and Walker made the group. Towards the end of Era 1 is when I joined. Because I joined on May the 4th, and they had the group about a week or 2 before that. Yeah. Because Era 2, that was Sparks, and I would have called it, like, Spark Showdown or some shit. Because
Do
that's
you
pretty
think
much
they
what
might
happened. We called them
try
in
to battle against us in the future, sir?
What, me personally, do I think that? After Thorn's raid on his server, me and him have had clashes. Like, when we met on Camino, John went in. John had guns at him. He had guns at John. I walked in and he did not care about John anymore. He pointed his gun at me and he pulled the trigger for. I'm saying he shot first. So then I shot him and I shot his guy at the side because he turned to John. You don't. I died in front of John. That's pretty much my objective. I'm as stationed ever since I joined. My sanction is to protect the general no matter what cost. That is mainly my mission. Over anyone, even if it was, no offense, guys, if it was you guys being blasted by the enemy, and think of it like, you know, like ultimate decision type shit. Either go out and save the troops, or sanction save the general. So it will never
Yeah,
happen,
save the
hopefully.
general at this point.
But if it will never happen, as a scenario, an example, if Thorn and John ever went at a clash and his troops are fighting you guys, and it was either me go and help you guys and push them back, or me go, like, them two were having like fucking melee combat type shit, I would jump in to save John any
Yeah,
day.
yeah.
It's my job. As much as I
Oh,
stand for the
sir.
104th, John always comes first.
I don't really remember which general it was, but I remember Christie joined another Star Wars group momentarily, and then he left because apparently they were blacklisted or banned or something along the lines of that, but I met their general there.
Yeah.
Doesn't seem so tough.
Two-faced people.
He was
That's what it
wearing
is.
all black.
Two-faced people. Very deceiving. As I like to say, if you laugh at the face of death, it confuses your enemies, makes your friends feel safe around you, and it makes your enemies fear you. If you laugh at them when they threaten you, they're like, "What the fuck is this guy? Is he mentally okay?" They fear you.
Yeah.
It's why you never show emotion. And if you're having an argument with someone, never show emotion. If you're having a war, don't even change the tone of your voice because then they can tell. If you start shrouding, you can tell that they're feared by you.
I guess
Never
I've already
show
nailed that
emotion.
bit down then.
Yep.
Shall
Hydra.
we?
Let me
If,
think. Yeah.
for example, right, you recruited someone in a Black Cat or something, and they were friended with the Spartan group, and they somehow joined the world because they were on green, and they didn't tell Evie that they were in this group. What the fuck would happen?
All right. So wait. What you're
She's
saying? All right.
saying
So
she's
if
saying
I
if there was
recruited
ever a
someone,
mole in the 104th.
that's the
Yeah.
thing. That's the thing. There is rules against that, and I was talking to John about this. Milsim rules, you have to follow them, or you're not allowed to join any milsims. It will be like stationed on certain like games with milsims in it. You can't do mole, so you can't join a group, get information, and then go back to like another group and tell them. It's a milsim rule. You're not allowed to. Everyone obliges by them. But if he was to like, for an example, if he was to join us and he didn't realize like we had beef with Spartan, and he like maybe forgot that he was even in not Spartan, Sparks group, and then they joined, we would immediately see his name. I would shout at the top of my fucking lungs, "Code red, everyone get down." I would immediately shout that. I'd go in station one. Station one is jump in front of every Highcom member. If it's me, Belfast, Nuff, Evie, Walker, and John, my immediate conflict is to jump in front of John.
Yeah.
If he isn't there, jump in front of Walker. If he isn't there, Evie, so on, so on. Even though I have beef, if no other Highcom members are there, my immediate station is you guys. I don't care if I'm more important. My station is to protect the 104th. Get the fuck behind me. If anything happens to me, you blast these motherfuckers. You have full authorization to kill these guys. Because it is stationed, they're blacklisted. If they join any of our servers and it's me and it's my call to make, I will tell the troops stationed, you have full authorization to kill these bastards. I will say though, if it's ever a station, like it's ever a standoff with it will never happen again because of the beef that's gone on. But if it was ever a stationed meeting with us and Spark, and it was ever to have classifications or things like that, not classifications, like clarify things that have gone on, the stationed mission would be if anything went down, I would be the one to kill Spark. Me and John have made that very clear. The people who kills Thorn, if we ever go into conflict with them, Walker wants to kill Thorn. He has stood by it because John makes the rules and I follow the rules, and you all do. But if it ever came down to John, Walker, and Thorn in a room and they were trying to kill each other, Walker would take that opportunity. If it ever came down to me and Spark, I don't take emotion. I don't go off the. I don't at all. There's no point. Plus, it can really fuck you up. But if it ever came stationed where John was in like a station warning where there was a threat to him and Spark was making that threat, I would have no hesitation to kill him. And I would confirm the kill. I don't even give a shit. Did I ever tell you the story of the Camino Wars? You
No,
were
you
there
did not.
slightly. Alright. One time, me, John, and a couple of troops. We joined, and I believe Prince joined halfway through. We joined a random instance to raid a Camino map. This is a reason why
I was
John
not
makes the
there.
rule never go onto public Caminos. Were you not there? I thought you.
No.
Oh no, it was Lucas. We went on there to raid it. as it was stationed. This is why we have a rule never go into public communal maps. We had no
Oh.
idea Spark, his second in command, and his right hand man would be there. We had no idea. We just joined a random server and they were there. John jumps
Oh
in.
god.
I jump to his right. Lucas is on his left, and we all second we see him, fucking weapons pointed at him. Spark's turned around. It's his two guy. He fucking I can never remember. I just care about Spark. His other two mean nothing to me. This guy points a gun at John. This guy's like, oh, who are these guys? Oh, Spark. Spark turns around. Second he turns around, I'm like, hey, buddy. And he's like, this guy, he tries to act friendly with John. He's always like, he'll be a bitch. He will talk like warfare and shit, but if he comes to face with you, he'll try to act friendly and act like nothing's
Snake
happened.
tongue.
Mm-hmm.
It's only when the blasters start firing is when he starts. And this is our confrontation. This guy shoots Lucas. I shoot him. John then, he's like, this shit's about to go down. He grabs a blaster, shoots him, and I shoot Spark. We couldn't confirm the kill as we've just killed them, and two of them have respawned, and I can't whip my camera and take a picture of it because that's the clarification. So then we go up there, and it's blasters on blasters, constant.
He
Sorry?
crashed.
Oh, sorry, my lights went out. Turned a light on now. Oh, you know how hand tracking is its proper word. Anyways, as I was saying, constant conflict. It was a 3-on-3, simple as simple. We killed them a bunch. They shot us a couple times. At one point, I remember this. You know how you go to green and you've got the buttons, and then you could like run off around the whole top of the map.
Yes.
We were down on the left hand side where those pylons are, right above
Yes.
the blue armory. Yeah, I was behind that with John, and John was being shot, and I said, "General, stay down here, give me cover fire. I'm going to run at this guy and try to get a confirmed kill." I run out. I kill Spark. I do. No one knows at this point. I do get a picture of it. It's clear as day. You can tell it's Spark. I get shot. He gets a confirmed kill on me. Here's where it gets interesting. John gets a confirmed kill on his right hand man. Then his second in charge shoots him, gets a confirmed kill on him. It's post wars now. This is where it gets interesting. We go into a different map. John states none of them were in uniform. They wasn't. None of them was representing a group, and none of them had the status on, which means technically it is by the Milsim rules they cannot confirm a kill. Me, on the other hand, none of my John didn't know this, and they said, all right, even though if they did, if one of them stations it now, they could confirm it if they lie about it. Which technically, if none of us had anything, they could have.
But you
That's
had
when
something.
I did. I called top 10 coolest moments here. Walker and John are panicking. Evie's there. I whip out a camera. Evie's like, guys. They turn to me. Walker comes up to me, hugs me, and says, "You're a fucking legend." They have no shot on me because I took the picture first and I confirmed it on the Discord. They are fucked. They couldn't do shit on me. Always one step ahead, lads. Always one step ahead. The stories go deep, but I'm telling you, the conflicts, I can never get into the right detail because of how fucking sick some of those things are. You literally had to be there to see it, bro.
Sounds
One
fun.
moment, please. My friend is
Wonder if I've been there myself.
stressful. As much as it sounds fun, it was harsh times. Very harsh times. One moment, please. You can carry on. I'll be listening. I just won't be looking.
Just gonna finish, put it on the charger. I am now a cripple.
Oh, you're crippled. Yeah, it's probably not a good thing. Oh, damn. Well, I'm gonna get
Alright.
fucking demoted tomorrow. Well,
Why is that?
Why?
I have another server. It's a military server. It's called the PK. and
Okay.
there's something called ops trainings on the weekends. It's not optional, but like if you want to get promoted once a month, may I ask? Once a month,
Once a
you have
month
to
is
be there.
crazy.
Yeah. So what happens is you're enlisted.
The furthest
You
I'd do it is at least every 2 weeks. At least one person should get promoted every 2 weeks.
no, but
Because
listen,
everyone
we
joins at
have
different
enlisted.
times. Mm.
Yeah, but we have enlisted, and that's where you can that's where you just get promoted day by day for growing. Then you have to take a test for become an NCO. Once you're an NCO, you get your own personalized avatar, and I'll show you the personalized avatar because I made myself one because I was like, oh my god, I love it so much.
Mm-hmm.
But then I changed divisions, so it doesn't even count anymore until I get promoted once again. But this is the ever that I had. I get to pick the hair, the colors, the eye color, what was on the hats. You could have picked the shoulders, but I was like, I don't really want the
I'm not
shoulders.
gonna question why I just got really bad pictures. That's as if you took an anime girl, slapped her with a Nazi, no, not a Nazi, a station
Yeah,
communist Soviet officer helm with a Nazi World War II officer's
we are a World War Two
tactical.
server. We're Germany
That's
World
a
War
ta-
Two.
it's a
But
ta-
Why is there an apple?
that's Soviet and that's tactical.
because I picked an
It's
apple. I love apples.
no. Do you all right? If you pick that at random, that's honestly you're gonna hear a story. The Soviets used
Oh god.
apples as a show of love and hate. If you gave a friend an apple with your left hand, it was to show you trust them. If you give an enemy one with the right hand, it's usually because that if second you hand them the apple, you've usually got a sniper that's gonna shoot them.
I know.
Really
Oh, I
cool.
just like
How are
apples.
you gonna? How are you gonna? Fair enough. How are you gonna hand me that apple though? Can I have that apple? I want that apple.
Which hand
No,
will it
because
be in?
people have tried to eat it, and I was like, no,
Come on, grab that apple.
no, you are having the apple.
I
But yeah,
believe
when you're
I
an
will
NCO, you
be
get
going
promoted all the
either
time.
10-5 or Black Homs as my batteries are dead and I need to charge them. Also, it'll give
Okay.
me an excuse to start editing because I am currently 74 hours of 104th content behind for my 104th Battalion channel,
What?
172 hours of footage behind on my
Oh
main
my.
channel, and I'm currently working on a song for my music channel. So,
Oh my
Very cool.
god.
I am busy.
Speaking of which, now that you mention that, I do need to edit. I've missed on 2 days of editing.
I only need to edit the Twitch I have, but that's pretty much it.
Twitch, yo, I need to check that shit out.
Yeah, I do Twitch. It's
Oh
it's
my
not depressing
god.
actually. I love Twitch. I'm also a musician. I make music as well. The two things people don't notice before I by accidentally tell people, and I go, shh, ooh, yeah, I do that.
I need to switch from my right to my left. Come on, get out.
Ooh, what's a paper zoo?
I'm a pros be to the toilet, can't lie.
Suppose I can end the recording now.
You were
Well, yeah,
still
unless anyone wants to say.
recording?
Okay,
Yeah, he's always recording.
how I do my recording is from the moment I get on duty till the very second I am dismissed, I am recording. Which is why my
Yeah,
videos
and
are
then he
usually
edits
too
out
long.
the
I don't know
all of it.
why I don't know why the general wants me to make it to like the funny moments only because that leaves out a bunch of context of what could be important for what happened that day. I cut out classified
I do
information,
state,
I cut out
yeah,
boring bits, and I cut out anything that would make it so it's not needed.
yeah. If it was me who would just take the calls, I would say do certain scenes of combat, not all the combat, because respawning and shit's pretty boring. So
Yes.
the scenes that make it look cinematic,
Hmm.
cool like speech and shit, which I am having to do. I'm doing an assembly tomorrow, which will be 1 foot up. We have an assembly room,
I
which I've
believe
been
I'm
too
attending
shit
that
at
one,
things in.
sir.
Yes, the tomorrow. I don't know what time it'll be. I'm not classifying that I'm relating to Hitler because I don't. But you know how we had the Nuremberg rallies and all that shit?
Yes.
How we'd stand on the podium and shout? That's pretty much what I do in the assembly hall. There's no other way to put it.
I also heard that
I'm a war
HighCom will
general.
be having a meeting soon.
We're having a lot of meetings soon.
A more
A lot of
important one.
meetings soon. About? I know
I'm
a lot of important
unsure.
meetings are
All I
coming
know
up.
is that Evie herself said that I will be attending that specific meeting. I don't know what it is about, but all she said is she
I'll
wants
ask
me
her
there.
about. I'll ask her about it because unless it's the one that we're asking if you're joining HighCom, then I don't know why you're there. Because unless it's that one, which it probably is, because if it isn't, you should not be there.
Understood,
I'm gonna
sir.
send an
Wait,
invite to
joining
her.
HighCom? Sure.
Hmm.
Are you sure? Are all of you sure?
It's alright. It's filling. Alright. Belfast is all very unactive, and she doesn't do much anyways when she's
I'm
on.
aware.
If we were to have the classification to kick her out, which shit, at any point the general could just come up to me and say,
I do
"We're doing
not
a
believe
standard between
kicking
me and
her
her."
out would be the best course of action, sir,
No, no,
because
you know what I
she
meant. Not
is...
kicking her out of HighCom. I meant,
Well, yes, kicking her out of HighCom, but a demotion
and
would
then
be better, because she is loyal still, but she's just not
yeah,
active.
that's what we meant. I didn't mean kick her out of the group. I meant kick her out of HighCom. My
Of
mistake.
course, sir.
Um, so then we'd have a filling officer because before Belfast, it was me and my days of an officer. Oh, flashbacks. But
Good days or bad days, sir?
the point is,
Or mixed?
oh, very good. But top 10 moments, I'm telling you. Um, let me think. Then we'd need clarified. So it would either be we'd have a meeting if we do kick her out, stating, do we let Prince in HighCom? Because we don't have to have an officer in HighCom. We don't. We just choose to because it makes things easier. What is that? Oh. So we have a meeting about that and we'll do a vote. If we decide to let you in, we'll call you in and we'll tell you. If we don't, we just won't. It's people will just think it's a normal
Completely
meeting.
fine, sir.
Yeah. But
Whatever your
until then,
decision, I respect.
thank you. Unless we let you into HighCom, is how it goes. Oh, I'm gonna plug my heads in. Unless we let you into
Um,
HighCom, you won't go into meetings, and you won't do
I'm
HighCom
gonna
business.
join my friend, so I'll be bye. That's the end of it.
Have you been
Adios.
dismissed?
Am I dismissed, Hydro?
No. As a matter of fact, you're not. The reason I believe you stated is it a group? Is that what you said?
No, I'm joining my friend. I can't be bothered with that group. I'll join tomorrow.
A friend.
Well,
You think?
because Evie is currently doing
Investigation. Still doing the
pilot stuff,
F-14.
and Hydro is going to probably join her afterwards. I see no reason why you
Probably
shouldn't
not.
be
Actually.
very well. But I see no real reason why you should be dismissed because most of the major events of today are done with. Promotions are done. The main action bit of the day
Just
is done.
checking. Alright, we're good.
All in all, it's up to Hydro.
Alright, I've just clarified. They are doing this as not a part of the event, as to just treat them, which definitely questionable. What she does hurts her event. So yes, technically under my care, you are dismissed. I haven't seen you, so I'm just going to say good work
Yippee.
today. I haven't seen.
Thank you.
She has
Stay
done
in your
very good, sir.
avatar.
With this
Keep
mom.
your group on, and keep your status on until you leave. Let me come down.
Oh, and
Very good
I'm
work then.
just about to change
Oh,
avatar.
shit.
With whatever you've done
Yeah.
today.
Before you
You're
do
dismissed. Have a good
leave,
rest of your night.
I just want to make you and Hydro aware that I did make this speech earlier, but just in case if you forgot, every morning, my time PST, and
Yes,
after training is done, I do host
you're
my
doing
own training, so if anyone's interested, Hydro,
proxy
I would like
training,
you
yeah.
to at least join once and just supervise.
Yes,
I'll
I've seen
join.
one of them in
Yeah.
action.
If
I've
I'm
seen one of them in action.
alive, then yeah, I'll join.
I do not think I'll be
Hydro
doing
ain't
one
side of it.
because I need to well, A, charge my controllers, B, edit because I'm very far behind.
Mm-hmm. Very well.
Adios, amigos.
Fair winds, Ocean.
Arrivederci.
As for you, Hydra, I would shake with my right, but my
I
arm
don't.
is...
Oh, well, then we've got an issue. It's a show of disrespect if I shake with my left. So, thank you. This is very uncomfortable for you. I might want to click that back in place for you later.
Oh, it's fine. I
Oh,
can turn
that's
my
better.
wrist way...
Yeah. That is
A
literally now it's back to normal.
a very bendable wrist, sir.
Wait, if I was to click on that. Oh yeah, turn my arm all the way around. Alright.
We'll just
And
pretend
then
I'm saluting with my my right,
yes.
and I shall see
Let me
you
see.
later, sir.